So I've called this the kind of like the extended version. This is the 184th day of 366 days of motivation. And today I was talking about how when you don't see people for some time, it is possible for them to have had a heart change. Like I can be like one day I can be shouting and saying something, I hate it, I don't like it, I'll never mess with it. And while it may sound or come off as being hypocritical for when you see me again, I'm doing something different, it is possible for people to have a heart change. That's why I really, I think I came up in the type of school when it comes to religion or when it comes to Christianity that we would listen. It's just I learned it by seeing it. Judge people, like if you see a certain action, we'd say, oh, there's no way that that person has given their life to Christ. We're judging their actions. We don't know where they came from or what life was like before, but we oftentimes make assumptions like based on what people are doing at the time. Now, we can all the while know what our thoughts are. We know our own actions and what we've done when there's no camera around and when no one saw us. And we'll give ourselves a pass and say, hey, I'm still at a certain place with God. But they openly did it, so there's no way that they are. And that's not fair. And when I say it's not fair, I hear the person on the other hand saying, well, life is not fair. You're right. You're right. Life is not often fair. However, what I'm saying is when someone chooses to make that assumption and that judgment, and they allow that judgment to keep them or drive a wedge between me or you and a person, just be mindful of that wedge may remain. It may remain there, not necessarily a beef, but create the type of separation. Maybe if it's even divine, the separation created may even be divine. Doesn't mean that you aren't unified with a single thought as it pertains to winning people to the kingdom of God, but it could just mean that, you and them working together is just not going to happen. I know that there are people sitting on a sideline watching. I've noticed that there are people in particular who have critiqued even things that I do. I really can honestly say to you that setting out on the journey to do certain things that I'm currently doing, it wasn't a business thing in the beginning. It was just me and deciding I want to be positive. Now, with the way the world is working and how crazy things are going, I made a commitment that instead of just like in before, people say, man, you're just a very positive dude. I heard them say more positive than I heard them say, you're a man of faith and a man who seems to really love God. And so I wanted to be clear that after you saw me 2 years, and each year I probably improved on or talked more about Jesus Christ, that now in year 3, with the way things are going, I really do feel like, and I don't know whether it be the next year, 10 years, I don't know. I feel like we are watching Armageddon, the movie. We're watching it. It's taking place. People won't come off their high horse. The most dangerous individual you could have, or not the most dangerous, but one of the most, in my opinion, is a person who is doing something based on religious ideas. They're doing something negative or evil, and in their minds, they've convinced themselves that they're doing it in the name of Christ. Understand what I'm saying? Like when people kill or when people are divided and they say they're doing it in the name of God. Scary, scary. But people can change. And so, that's why I'm okay with people having a hiccup. You can have a hiccup in front of me. I don't think that what I should be doing is so quick to punch people in the face or so quick to pull a strap on them, pull a gun on them for doing something that in the moment that they thought was right. They could have a change of heart, and that's just my prayer, that there'll be a lot of heart transplants to go on between now and the next few days, the next few months. People will just have a heart. Change your heart, man. You got to see it for what it's worth. People can change. People can change. I believe it. So if you see me now, in one way now, like if you would have saw me and judged me by every lyric that I spit when George Floyd was murdered or Ahmaud Arbery, I took to art to convey what I felt. I didn't talk about people and trash people. I expressed the moment, what it felt. So if you go back and look at the music later, you can pull it up and go, hey, this is what Kwesi felt like in that moment. So I try to make sure use my words, I'm very descriptive, you know. So that's why I think it's important to use your words, say what you mean what you say. And so you can go and carve it out timeline. You can go and say in 2020, March or May 2020, this is what Kwesi felt for sure. And it's all there. But don't judge me by that today, because today I'm in a better space. Again, it's all about health right now, health and wellness. I'm moving as an individual like John the Baptist has said that he ate locusts and honey. I've heard people refute whether or not it was actual locusts. You can go through all that if you want. That what he ate does not matter to me. But I know he moved in a way that people thought he was different. They would probably say weird. Again, I did a whole podcast on the word weird. If you look up the origin of weird, from its etymological root, W-Y-R-D is a word, and it talks about destiny chaser, one who seeks destiny. So I'm okay with that weird. I'm not doing things now to be considered weird. I'm doing them because I need optimal health. I need the ability to think clearly, and I'm tired of holding on to some things, to truths, and then covering the truths with religious ideology. It's like, again, you're putting eisegesis above practical exegesis. It's like you're putting what you feel and what you think above what's real and what's true. I'm tired of doing that. Optimal health. I want optimal health in Jesus' name. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're going for. So I think about that when you're doing all the bickering and talking. What is your objective? Why are you doing that? People change, and if they change and you're still holding on to something old, they're looking at you like, you're still dealing with me like 1992 Kwesi. This is 2020. I'm really different. If you saw me 2 weeks ago, I'm different now than I was 2 weeks ago. That is the God honest truth. So we can change. It's all good.